what I'm proposing is you get used to kind of seeing the guitar backwards so that you can watch other people play and kind of know where they're at. The two forms that we covered during the E and A form bar chord video was the ones that are probably the most known and move up the fretboard. As we move an E form up, it still has some pretty good sounds on some frets and some not so good sounds on another. And what happens with that is we'll be shifting our hand and putting a bar chord on and moving up and down the fretboard, maintaining what looks like that E form but actually is becoming other notes. You can take something as simple as a D chord on the 2nd fret with the 1 and 2 finger. As you move it up 1 fret, it's no longer a D chord. Now what's happened in some situations is as you move up the fretboard, you lose the bass string or the open string that you were using up here. Because on some combinations of notes that just will not sound good. Take a C chord. It's got an open 3rd string, which means there's no notes or no fingers on that string to playing that note. Move it up a fret or 2. It's still a chord even using that open string, but it's not the same solid sounding major chord. So what happens is I'll have to switch my fingers around, which will take a little time to get used to using the 2, 3, and 4 finger as well as you use the 1, 2, and 3. If I move up a fret or 2, then bar at least 3 strings to cover the open strings that were being played, the open 1st and 3rd. I have now what is called a C form, but what's the letter name? Well, in this case you moved your C up 1 fret, 2 frets. Now it's a D. It's a D major. If I start moving and doing other things, I can get certain voicings out of that are different than just major and maybe even minor. But in some cases, not all the forms play as many voicings as the E and A form bar chord. So that F chord, which hopefully by now you will have gotten used to, is your first movable bar chord. I move it up a fret or 2, it's no longer an F. Whole step up would be a G. Whole step up is A. Whole is B. Okay, I'm going to zero in a little bit and show you some of these up close.